Hello and welcome to the book review. My name is Joyce Thomas and I'm a student at UT Arlington. I'm currently doing my master's in nursing administration. The book I chose to review today is Walk the Walk, written by Alan Dushman. First, let's take a look at the qualifications of the author. Mr. Alan Dushman was a consultant, lecturer on the subject of personal and organizational change. He held various positions as senior writer, editor, columnist, correspondent in many prominent magazines like Fortune, Fast Company, GQ, Vanity Fair, New York. He authored books, Change or Die, A Tale of Two Valleys, The Second Coming of Steve Jobs. Let's take a look at the purpose of the book. Walk the Walk was written by Alan Dushman to explain that to be an effective or a successful leader, one must lead by example. The book discusses 9 outcomes that a leader may experience when they walk the walk. The target audience. According to the author, this book is intended for those that are seeking to be leaders and for those who want to understand the leadership role. The strengths of the book. This book is simple, engaging, easy to read. The book has practical ideas that can be applied by anyone who aspires to be a leader. The book also shows negative impacts of what happens when you do not lead by example. And there are lots of stories of leaders from all types of organizations who have successfully and unsuccessfully led by example. Shortcomings of the book. There are instances in the book where the author is not objective and instead he puts his own points of view or bias towards certain people he calls leaders. Objectives. The objective was to show the impact or positive gains that a leader can achieve when they lead by example. Here I would like to elaborate 2 very good examples. One is Martin Luther King, who was very well known for the civil rights movement. Dr. Martin Luther King was delivering the closing speech on the 4th and final day of the annual national gathering of the organization he headed, namely Southern Christian Leadership Conference. During this meeting, one member of the American Nazi Party came up to the stage and punched Dr. Martin Luther King on his left cheek, after which he delivered several blows that almost knocked Dr. King down. Dr. King did not retaliate. Instead, he turned back, faced his attacker, dropped his hands, and refused to fight. He was turning the other cheek. He was practicing what he preached. By walking the walk, he showed his followers what was really very important, that the way of nonviolence was the only way for their movement. The second example that I would like to elaborate on is Herb Keller and Colleen Barrett from Southwest Airlines. Both of them were leaders and they are very well known in Southwest Airlines. They both grasped the role of one or two. They were very clear about their virtues, wherein they made it clear that number 1, namely employees, came before number 2, which was profitability. They put employees first at Southwest. When the fuel prices broke records, most airlines laid off employees to cut back off on costs, but Southwest Airlines did not. They pulled the company together during hard times. They wanted Southwest to be profitable and for that matter to have a strong financial position by keeping billions of dollars of cash on hand and by avoiding taking much on debt, so it could get through the hard times without layoffs. In the late 2008, Southwest ranked first among the US airlines with a stock market value of $11 billion, which was $8 billion higher than the combined value of the next 4 competitors. Recommendations of the book. After I read this book, and as the author stated, I would definitely recommend this book for those who want to become effective leaders. Questions? If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you for being here and taking part in this book review. Have a good day.